Hi, I'm Jeremy Bullock, Boba Fett from Star Wars, and I go to yodanews.com.
Hey, what's going on, all the Star Wars fans out there in the galaxy? This is Brandon Jackson coming to you from yodasnews.com, and we have another 1/6 scale exclusive review for you, coming to you straight from my man cave here in Southern California. All right, today's review, we're going to be reviewing the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Han Solo and Chewie from The Force Awakens. Okay, so this one is definitely, it was surprisingly hot. It was actually waitlisted, so Sideshow sold out of these relatively fast. So I got this in a couple of days ago, actually yesterday when I got back from Celebration, and I'm going to go ahead and do this review for you. And I don't do open box reviews because I've broken stuff coming out of the box, so here we're going to just go ahead. I've already had them set up and everything, so you can actually take a look, and I'll show you the accessories as I go along and let you know how I feel. All right, here we go. There is the outer box. Zoom in a little bit. It's Hot Toys outer box, as you see, in Star Wars, typical Star Wars logo on it, and has a Sideshow exclusive, which I believe, I don't even remember what the exclusive was, but I believe the exclusive version is a version with Han Solo's heavy weather coat that he actually wore on Starkiller Base. All right. So that is the outer box, and let's see if I can do this without knocking anything over. And nope, I can't. So try to show you the inner artwork in there. Okay, there's the inner artwork. Oh, got a little glare. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Nope, you can't. But here's a little closer look right there. And go ahead and move this over. So recreating a couple different scenes from Starkiller Base, and also the one on Maz Kanata's planet, which I can never remember. Okay. Before we get on to the figure, it actually came, both these figures, it's a set, so it came with quite a few bells and whistles on it. You know, let's go ahead and get a little closer up there. Yeah. Came with a few bells and whistles and stuff. So first off, let's go ahead and get into the bad stuff before we get into good stuff. All right, so once again we have Chewie. All right, first one that they did for New Hope, even on display, wasn't like 100% Chewie, but it's best thing that we've had for Star Wars fans out there to date. This one, all right, so we'll show you a picture of prototype right there, as you see, and then we take a look at Chewie right here. Very underwhelming. I wouldn't say underwhelming, nor would I say like, oh, this is a waste of money, this is horrible, oh my god, I'm a little brat, I'm gonna get on the ground and throw a temper tantrum because it looks horrible. Actually, to me, you know, it missed the mark. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, it missed the mark, but it's not horrible. You know, I'll get over it. I'm still gonna have fun with this figure. I'm gonna take some photos of it. We're gonna recreate some scenes. The rest of them absolutely looks outstanding. You know, got his little pouch. I didn't even notice until I got this figure that actual Chewie's vest, his little lanyard sack has actually changed from the rest of the movies, and even in Clone Wars. So that's a new little change. Came with this nice little exclusive base, and of course his bowcaster. And the rest of them, color scheme and all that, looking actually and playing Force Awakens movie right now, as I was doing a review, even unboxing and stuff like that, looking at comparison to color scheme and stuff, it looks like spot on. It's just the way the sculpt came out, maybe the mouth in comparison to, you know, the picture here looks a little more forward and not as flat. Nose looks good, the eyes. So I'm not too worried about the eyes, but I know I can fight with the with the actual hair and make that look better. But the rest of it, I'm not going to be able to shorten his actual muzzle itself. So that is the way it is. But like I said, just trying to give my honest opinion. Hopefully, if Hot Toys does another Chewy, they can actually get it better. But I'm not going to hold my breath over it. Nor I'm not going to get angry because I paid for it and I like it. So moving on to the much better of the two. Okay, this Han Solo is absolutely outstanding. Let me go ahead and get him off of this base. Let you get a better close-up picture of this head sculpt. You know, and I just literally had Harrison Ford like 5 feet in front of me at Celebration when he was on the main stage with George Lucas. And this sculpt looks great. I mean, I even saw, you know, standing right next to Harrison Ford at the Force Awakens premiere, and you know, for the past couple, I've seen him in person, and in comparison to looking at this figure, they actually blew this one out the water. This is awesome. This is probably the best Harrison Ford sculpt to this date that I have yet to see, in comparison to all the other previous Hot Toy sculpts and the Sideshow sculpts. This is definitely the one that they actually did very, very well on. The costume is very accurate. I like the boots. The only thing I'm concerned about is the material they use for the jacket and the rest of the actual pieces. Okay, because we all know, who's been collecting Hot Toys and Sideshow for a while, that this pleather-like material does not do very well in human environments, nor does it do well with time. So hopefully this will stand the test of time, because like I said, they didn't use real leather in this, which I wish they would have. I mean, because it's not that much more. They're only cutting nickel and diming us in order to give us a product which we pay lots of money for. But other than that, this is an absolutely awesome figure, like I said. And let me go ahead, take a look at the bases. It has on both of them, the base on Chewy's, it actually has his name and stuff like that. I prefer the octagon bases, so pretty much all the Force Awakens characters that Hot Toys has done has an octagon base, which is awesome. It fits on display. As you see, mine, not completely crammed, but you know, they're in there. I usually have about 4 to 5 per shelf. Some shelves with 6. So the old traditional Sideshow bases, those work great, but these newer ones are a little bit bigger, so a little bit more restrictive. But I'll make the best of it. I'll probably be taking Chewy off of his base because he's already tall as hell as it is, and he stands very well. A New Hope Chewy that I have is displayed without his base. He's right over there somewhere. Yep, he's over there. And so let's go ahead before we cut the film. Let's take a quick look at the jacket. Now his other jacket, on the other hand, this one is beautifully made, and it's a nylon material. I don't know if I'm yet gonna put this on him and display it just yet, but so I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna come back to it. But right now, I actually like the way this is constructed. The detail is phenomenal on it, and yeah, they did a great job on this jacket. So, moving on to the rest of the accessories, this one accessory comes with extra hands, of course. Got a little Chewbacca fur. Chewy, why you getting fur all over the place? So, oops, sorry. All right, so that glare is not helping. So let's try to move it better. Let's just come in closer. Yep, Chewy's hands fell. All right, comes a little bandage from when Chewy got shot, trying to escape from the clans that wanted Han Solo. So here's the thermal detonators. Then of course it comes with 4 extra Chewbacca hands, and then we have some gloves for when Han Solo wore because he wore gloves when he was in his thick jacket when he was on Star Killer Base, and of course a couple extra hands. So that's pretty much it. That is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale box set for Han Solo and Chewbacca. What I rate them overall? Han Solo, I would give probably an 8.5. Chewie, because of that head sculpt, which is the most important thing to us 1/6 scale collectors, I probably would give him a 6.5, 7 to be nice. All right. Once again, it's Brandon Jackson from yodasnews.com, and thank you for tuning in. Once again, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, of course. That's where all our videos are displayed, and of course, yodasnews.com. So, signing out. May the force be with you, and keep collecting. Bye-bye.